Hey everyone, Sky Knight here, just bringing you a replay that I've been testing with the new support for Noble Knights here. So finally got some software and everything to be able to show this, so hopefully this is my first take on it, but I wanted to kind of show you guys what I've been playtesting with, as well as try to get some feedback, because I've been really using the drop deck, pretty much a turbo build deck. I've been switching more to a round table build just because with the new support I feel like this is more viable, as well as really just love the rest of the Noble Knights and really just been wanting to try to figure out how to incorporate them. So this is just a replay that I've been playtesting with and going against Shaddolls. But I did not know that I was playing against Shaddolls. So I start off, win the hand flip, and I decided right off the bat, and I'm like, well, I got everything, so I'll go ahead and I'll make king. I was thinking at this point, I didn't know where I was playing against, like I said, so I was like, well, I can make king and go from there and see what happens and then try to adapt from there. So I go ahead and make king, bring the equips and everything, and then I did make a goof here. I decided to play a round table, and I thought to myself, after I played this, I said, this is dumb, because originally I thought, I'm like, oh, I already have 3 knights out on the field, and this was my own fault, because I'm like, oh crap, well the 2 are behind the king, and I can't even use them in the build, so I probably goof there. So, but I decided to see what happens and everything. So he goes ahead and plays, and then he MSTs the back, and I was like, oh crap. So he sets and everything, and still at this point in time, I have no idea what he has. So I go ahead, I think to myself, what should be my next play, and I decided, instead of trying to bring out another Noble Knight or anything, decided, well, I'll just pop and try to figure out what's going on and be able to save my Rhoda as well as my Queen for later plays, just because I wanted to see what he does first. So I go ahead, activate King's Effect, pop the monster, and realize, oh shit, just ran into Shaddolls, and realize I got to get King off the field. That was my first reaction. But then he goes ahead and he activates Sanctum. And I think that, so he's running kind of an artifact build, and I was like, okay, why are you activating Sanctum? And so he brings out Sanctum, tries to figure out, and he gets rid of Excalibur, and I was like, okay, that's fine. So go ahead and did that. Since I used the effect and I have another Noble Knight, use table, and I always been going with each Atar, just because with the Dragon Ruler effect I'm able to get that out first. So let me know if that's maybe the right play, or if there's a better play of maybe putting in there, like either I do run Lady of the Lake, so maybe putting in a Torrigus or somebody else in there. So I do that, and then go ahead and pass the turn to him, see what he does. Of course, he throws the Mathematician, and usually when I see Shaddolls players throw a Mathematician out there, I'm usually seeing throw Felice out there, bring that back, and then go into Arcane Magician is usually what I always see. And of course, that's exactly what he does. So he does that here, and then I'm thinking to myself, okay, what is he going to do? Because he can remove counters, but is he going to start popping back row, or is he going to realize, oh, he can't destroy this unless he does it twice? So he does the right thing here. He goes, burns through him twice, and destroys my monster. And he actually kind of does me a little bit of a favor by getting rid of my king, so I don't have to run into his fusion and everything. But then he pops the Vanity's Emptiness, and the bummer, can't bring a Noble Knight back, but that's not a problem, because I'm thinking at this point in time, what I'll do is I'll bring in Dryston, equip Queen on, pop Arcade, which will destroy Vanities, and then go from there. So that's exactly what I do here. And then I even drew MST, so I'll just save that for later. So I use Noble Knight, and then my second drop is for Victoria. So at this point, see what he does. Nothing going on. Decided I was just going to pop his back row, which is Shitters or Shaddolls games. To be truthful, looking back on this was probably a very poor play on my behalf. Knowing that he runs Sanctum, as well as they're running Shitters or Shadow games, I should have never really MST this back row. I should have just saved it, but I did. See what happens and everything. Let's see what happens. Yeah, he brings that dragon, destroys Queen. That's fine. I use Merlin. Then Tribute. Then I decided at this point in time I wanted to pretty much use So I used it, brought, you know, the re-equip queen, and then popped it off instead of, I knew there were Shaddolls. I don't want them getting their flip effects. I'd rather them getting their card effects. So that's what I ran, or that's what I chose to do there. So that's what I did. Brings it back to Falco, bummer. And then here we go. So I dumped Gwalshelmed into the grave, bring back Dryston. And then, yeah, because I really wanted the popping ability in case I ran into something. And then he does something really funky. He does the soul charge. He brings back Felice. And I'm thinking to myself, why did you do that? Especially, like, I don't know what's in his hand. And yes, he actually drew the fusion finally. But I don't know why you brought this back. To be truthful. And he didn't need to, especially... The monster could easily have created and overpowered my monster, but I think he just donned goof there, but decides to do that. And then he realizes I'm dumping monsters and getting ready for a big play here, so he gets rid of Round Table, goes in that, brings that, or, you know, brings Winda back, that lovely monster, and then realizes, oh, I can pop spell cards, but a lot of people forget that besides Excalibur, everyone re-equips after being destroyed. So go into this play to pop that, to bring that in, and just stop it here real quick. So I brought Dryston and then re-equipped to pop that off. And then I knew what I was going to do was I knew I already had him down to 4,900. And one of probably the best effects now with Merlin is like you can push for game really fast by, you know, being able to get 2 monsters on there and then go into King and having all your re-equips. So I knew that's what I wanted to do. So that's why I popped off Dryston and then tributed him to bring out Gallatin so I can be able to put as much attack points as I could. And then I use Ishitar to bring him on the field. So basically I'm going to push for game here. So attack over Winda. And, you know, I don't care, get your fusion. I'm already going for game. So I use Ishitar, use Merzel Infect. Bring King back, bring all my equips back. And at this point in time, yeah. Then push and then end game. So there you have it. This was just I've been playtesting Round Table, and this is just one of the duels against there's a Shaddolls player. But to be truthful, I don't think the Shaddolls player was very good. Um, honestly, a lot of the better matches, and sorry I haven't recorded any of those lately, but I've been, you know, messing around trying to figure out how to get the software to work. But lately against the Shaddolls matchups, they've been setting down their new El Shaddolls fusion card, which basically, you know, they just fusion all the time now, which just causes a little more difficulty for especially normal Knight players. But I'm really, really liking Merlin, especially for pushing for these OTK games. Where you can just, you know, don't have to worry about grinding and everything. But I would love to hear your thoughts and everything. Maybe there were some plays I didn't consider. You know, I'm still playtesting, working with the Round Table build. I'm not too familiar with it because I've just been using a Madrat Turbo deck. So, but overall, I've really been liking the deck because I'm able to do different things with it. And, you know, especially as a Noble Knight player, you have to get away from building King and just sitting on King now because players are so familiar with it and they're able to get around it. So let me know what you think. Please put your comments down below. Always love to hear just kind of feedback. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you later.